on Instagram.
This is on Instagram. And then for having a business account, you can call the company and you can get directions.
Just recently, like, he's been doing them all morning, but I just started. And then we're
Great.
selfie. I'm gonna take a selfie. Awesome.
Welcome back. We're at the Traffic and Conversion Summit in San Diego, California. I'm Alan Taylor with Amanda Holm.
Well, Jasmine's star is how to turn followers into clients, how to actually get them to pay for your services, which is pretty remarkable. I'm so curious because first you started as a blogger, right? And then you said, okay, let's jump over to Facebook, and then you became the Facebook girl, and then you became an Instagram girl. So obviously you understand the power of having conversation, which I just took from your talk here at TNC. So can you tell us a little bit about why social? Let's just start broad. Why do we want to go on social?
Well, as humans, we're hardwired for connection. And what's happened is that over a period of time, we became very isolated in our cubicles, in our cars, with our own family. So it became like a singular direction. I went from point A to point B, and somewhere in the middle of the day, I interacted with the same group of people again and again. What social did was open so many doors for us to actually find our online spirit animals. Like, this is us reaching out to people who like the same things we do and watch the same things we do and build businesses the way that we do. And all of a sudden, we were creating online communities and worlds that empowered us to be our true selves. And so all of a sudden, it really tapped into a universal craving that we were now able to scale.
Differently, right? Because they're seeing that inner spirit animal, because I'm all alone when I'm doing my Facebook stuff, and it's kind of just me and my little, machine. So it's interesting how this is really changing the world.
Absolutely, but furthermore, I really just want to focus on a niche, a group of people who really want to use social media not to become popular, because there's kind of this misnomer. It's like our metrics matter, our metrics now define us, and I'm completely the antithesis of that. Now, I understand that metrics are important to a certain degree, but I'm less concerned about being popular. I am more concerned about being profitable. And this is like a really bad spin-off of a Dale Carnegie quote, and he says, your business will go farther being genuinely interested in 2 other people than trying to get 200 people interested in you. And I feel like that social media empowers us to care, to just freaking care about the people who are there. That yes, I want more followers, and yes, I want you and everybody here to get more followers, but not at the account of you becoming bigger than your britches. Reaching out to one person, your life can change, your business can change, and then it just pays it forward continuously.
Give me an example of that in the day-to-day. How would you do that on Instagram?
I just listen. And I think that people ask, like, how are you able to leverage social media? How are you able to grow followings? And I'm like, I just watch humans. And I'm actually very thankful. This doesn't go off a little bit, but I think this kind of plays into why I am the way that I am. I grew up extraordinarily poor, the daughter of immigrants. My parents barely graduated high school. My dad didn't learn how to read until his mid-20s. And so they really poured into us, and my parents homeschooled us, which is really odd, right? But they did, and they were total hippies about it, gave us freedom to explore and create. As a result of being immigrants and being actually very, very, very financially strapped all the time, I turned to food as solace. I gained a ton of weight. I ended up being an obese child at the age of 11, but the result of that was I poured myself into reading and into people watching. Because when you are that size and you're that awkward and you're that overlooked, you kind of remain in the periphery of rooms constantly. But that created this innate nature for me to look at people and understand how people are engaging. And now as an adult that I've actually finally found my voice and found my identity and who I am and really appreciate how I was raised and by whom I was raised, I now have a gift that I can walk into a room and understand, oh, this is the dynamic, this is how you engage one-on-one, and I've been able to parlay that into social media, and it's just been a total game changer.
I'm watching you, and it's so interesting you say that you just watch and you just listen. And that's like something that is a lost art, I think. People are so, look at me, they're not actually looking at others in a way, how can I help you? How can I give? How can I take care? How can I nurture?
She assists businesses to grow using Instagram, but more than
social
Instagram.
Platforms. Yeah. Social platforms across the board. And I think that to bring it back to a practical sense, because it's nice to feel warm and fuzzy, but warm and fuzzy doesn't necessarily...
Come on, lady!
What we really want to talk about is the ability. Something that you had just said is that we want to walk into a room and say, look at us and look at us. But this now becomes, if we can all agree that this is a general sentiment on social media, specifically as business owners using this element as part of social media, there's this big, huge, glaring gap for us to insert ourselves, to position ourselves as to be somebody who cares, as to be a person of service, as to be a person who's empathetic and understands the struggles of our customers. That's what we need to do. We need to watch, we need to listen, we need to understand, and then we need to create products to help them get to where they want to go. Because then it becomes less about you and more about the service that your business provides. And I think that social media, when you build out your platforms, and 90% of it is just free content, value-driven, get out there, build trust. When it comes time to convert them into a customer, you've already done the heavy work.